Welcome into YSN Live. I'm Jake Silak, bringing you tonight's coverage of Coach's Corner, featuring a little something different tonight. We're at the Post Office Pub here in Mineral Ridge. Last week, we said we were going to bring football back on, and we went a little bit in a different direction here, and we have our state-ranked women's volleyball team for Mineral Ridge, number 15 in the state. Give yourself a hand. It's a great accomplishment, ladies, as everybody here knows in the Valley, actually in the state, that you guys are one of the top dogs. And I'm here with assistant coach of said top dogs, Katie Wright. Katie, thank you so much for willingly joining me tonight.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So, like I said, you guys are 17-1 overall, 12-0 in the MVAC, and you guys recently captured your, I want to make sure I get it right here for you guys. You recently captured your third league title in your coaching era here with head coach Ron Lesko. So talk to me about those league championships that you've been a part of. Obviously, you guys have had a lot of success so far in your campaign as a coach. So when we start with the league titles, how does that help you guys moving forward into the playoffs?
Oh, geez. Well, we have been preparing all season long, even from over the summer, to get ourselves to where we've gotten to now. We just, come into practice every day working hard. Ron, Coach Lesko has a set plan for what he wants every day. When we come into our practices, we, he knows what he wants to have done and to get to where we need to be and where we've gotten to with this our league championship this year.
Absolutely. So with being said, when we're talking about the off season for you guys, knowing that you have such a history background here of a lot of success, what do you tell your girls at the beginning of the season to not? Obviously we want to set expectations in every sport, but to set the bar high, get a reachable goal, and then go for it from there.
Absolutely. We like to teach our girls about consistency in play, and that will take you a very long way throughout the season. If you just have a girl that can bang the ball every once in a great while, that really doesn't help us out. So we focus our practices on like building skills and how to get us into a consistent play. And I think that's what takes us to where we've gotten to, as well as just how aggressive our girls are on the court and how much they love the game. And you see it at practice and in the matches.
And you mentioned that, playing aggressively and getting to that 17-1 mark, like we said, 12-0 in the MVAC. I was told a couple days ago that you guys kind of keep it like an 8-girl rotation here. And obviously it's a smaller team in size. So, playing all these sets and, with such a shorter rotation, how do you make sure those girls stay motivated? And what can you say, or what, I guess, what's the best way to describe it here for you? How much can you speak on those girls' determination to just keep going every single night after night?
Well, when you talked about the 8 girls in the rotation, usually a team is carrying more players than that.
Yeah.
And so with the 8 that he does carry, everyone basically gets quite a bit of playing time.
Right.
And I think the way the team is and how tight the girls are together, because they're like a great bunch of girls that have a really good relationship with each other. So for somebody to be sitting on the bench for 3 rotations before they go back in, like they know that they are playing their part for the team, and what role Ron gives them for that match is what they're going to go in for. And I think is working well so far. He doesn't want a lot of girls sitting on the bench, so we have the JV team. Those girls all get to play, and we have some of them move up and sit on the varsity bench, and hopefully get some playing time there too.
Yeah, and we talked last week to the football team here, and Coach Shaner said it the best, that every sport here, not just football and volleyball, but basketball, baseball, everything in between, golf, shameless plug, that a lot of the teams here, in fact, every one of these teams, we're not a bigger school in athletic purposes or size, but every one of our teams find a way to be just so close together, and it almost boosts us a level that you never really see with a small school. So how do you, backing off what we just talked about with such a small school?
That is so funny, because we always talk about how where are all the tall girls at, and we do have a couple. We've got, I think, one that's 1 or 2 or maybe 5'10", but usually when you see the game of volleyball, there's at least a couple 6-footers or 6-foot plus players. So what we have is a lot of athletic players with amazing verticals is what we have. So we've gone up against teams in the past where the teams walk in the gym and the 4 of their players are 5'10" to 6'1", and they're looking at us like they're just going to mop us off the floor. And then we start warming up and then we start playing, and they realize it's not going to be easy at all just because we are so athletic, and their jumps are just amazing to watch.
Yeah, and like we just talked about there with size, different teams and different styles of play that you'll see. I don't really remember if I mentioned it or not, but it's a stat that I saw the other day, and it was like mind-boggling to me. You guys have played 53 total sets so far in your campaign over 18 games, and you've only lost, with the loss in there, 4 sets. So when you walk into a gym and you know that we're for real and other teams might not think of you that way, you guys have statistically swept them off the floor. I
mean, they're doing a really good job. And I mean, Ron runs a tight ship at our school, and he geez, how do I put it? I've known him for years. Like we go back a long way.
As we talked about last
night. Same with Mark, Coach Schneider. We've known each other for over 20 years. So, we all, I think I'm getting off subject here a little bit.
No,
but,
you're good.
We've been playing the sport for 20, 30 plus years. And so I think we all bring something different to it and try to bring it to the practices and teach the girls, coach them up as best we can. And we're getting the results that, we're hoping for.
Yeah, and the results are right here in front of you. League champions 3 years here now, 2019, 2020, and 2022. District champions in 2020 and 21, the district runner-ups. So a lot of success for you guys so far, and it's only continuing here for you. So I just, last question for you, and it's something that I don't get to ask a lot of coaches or to a lot of teams, but you guys did move up a division this year. You went from Division 4 to Division 3. Oh, yeah. So seeing some of those new teams, that actually every team being new, what does that do for you guys? And, how does it change your approach if it does at all?
For the coaches, we're kind of bummed out a little bit. We had, especially Ron Leskogan, he just had his mindset on what was going to happen for our season, and for us to have to be bumped up. It was just kind of like a shock to him and maybe to the girls as well. But I don't think it's going to change anything that in our minds. I mean, when we go out to play, or when the girls go out to play, they're going out to win and do the best that they can and be as consistent as they can. And I don't, think any team they come up against they're going to treat any differently in that way. They're still going to go play the best that they can.
Right. And like I said, the numbers are in front of you here. Even moving up a division, you're still 17-1 overall, and you have yet to lose a combined 5 sets of total play. So with that being said, we'll let you go here, and I'll get back to some of the players here. Katie, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Coach Katie, everybody. And we'll be back.
It means the world to me to know that what we're doing is impacting people. And whether it's simply, I got to watch my son or daughter when I was out of town, or we just love watching YSN. We love what you do for our son or daughter. So whenever someone says thank you, or someone is appreciative of what we're doing, it tells me everyone at YSN is doing what we initially set out to do, which is shine a light on these athletes and help them kind of promote themselves. My name is Anthony Hartwig, and my sports network is your sports network.
When looking for home design inspiration, don't just be inspired, be Baird inspired. Whether new or remodeling, Baird Brothers has the latest trends like shiplap to refresh your home. Go from inspiration to installation with our wide selection of in-stock American hardwoods. From the rustic charm of antique oak to the warmth of traditional cherry, Baird Brothers has what you need to make your home inspiring. Baird Brothers, our family's heritage, your family's home.
Quality, customer service, and integrity. Those are the 4 words that have driven our success since 1957 at Joe Dickey Electric.
Joe Dickey Electric is one Mahoning Valley landmark business that stays current with the requirements of our customers. Family owned and managed, we are an electrical contractor and energy solutions provider. Every member of our team adds to his or her skill set through ongoing training. Residential, commercial, industrial, automotive, and more. We keep ahead of the needs of our customers with a fleet of more than 50 vehicles and 24/7 emergency service, so you're never left in the dark.
WRS Wealth Advisors, the area's premier wealth and retirement specialists. Located on South Avenue in Boardman.
Your teams work hard and give it all they've got. Well, so does ours, because 21 Sports and YSN give you extra effort when covering local sports. 21 Sports and YSN, winning coverage of our Valley's teams.
Hi, I want to tell you about my Trisha Yearwood home collection available at Sheely's Furniture. With 2 locations serving Ohio and Pennsylvania, Sheely's is one of the country's top sellers of my home collection. And the best part? At Sheely's, you never have to wait for a sale. They offer everyday low pricing as well as a price match guarantee, so you can shop the Trisha Yearwood home collection with confidence. Come see my collection with something to offer for every room in your home and get it all with free local delivery, only at Sheely's Furniture.
Welcome back in. Welcome back into YSN Live. I'm Jake Silak, bringing you Coach's Corner here from the Post Office Pub in Mineral Ridge on 46. Want to thank everybody at the Post Office Pub for having us back for a second week, and we'll be back next week as well for another edition of some football. But right now, we're working with volleyball here, a 17-1 team, and I'm joined alongside Faith Schneider. Faith, thank you so much for joining me, just like Katie, willingly. All right, so we'll get to some of these questions here for you. So I just wanted to start off with, a little, not a lighthearted question, but something to, kind of give you a little bit of a boost here. What is your greatest accomplishment, whether it be athletic related or school related? What in your mind is your greatest accomplishment in your career or life so far?
I'd probably say my greatest accomplishment is like getting first team district and first team league last year. Because when I came in, I was a sophomore and I came from Matthew. So I had just come in and I had only played half the year, because when you transfer in, you can only play half the year. So it was like really accomplishing for me to just play half the year and getting first team district and first team league. So
well, really nice. Congratulations on that.
You.
So through a long season, obviously you guys have played 18 games, 53 sets, a lot to play so far. How do you personally stay motivated to not only keep playing, but to keep playing at such a high level that you guys are right now?
Well, I honestly just love my team so much. Like I have really close connection with like all the girls, and I just love playing with them. Like we're all like really close, and we all just like keep motivated together. And I just like love playing volleyball. That's like basically my life.
Right.
So.
Absolutely. It helps when you love what you're doing. That's for sure. So how old were you when you started playing volleyball?
I'd say probably 10, because I started with club.
Okay.
And my dad was also like coached. So like he got me into it. My mom and him both played. So they've been playing for like a really long time. So they just like got me into it. So it was like really fun.
So starting at such a young age, like you said, 10 years old playing club, how does that help you prepare, for the future? And how does it, kind of just build on itself to develop into your game and your style?
Like what you said, it challenges just like building and like getting more consistent, and like what Coach Wright said about like you want to get like more consistent and more like having more skills and being able to like keep the ball in and just like having fun.
Absolutely. So speaking of fun, let's get to some of our fun questions that we want to get to now. So like I said, well, actually I haven't said it yet, but I've mentioned it to the girls. We're just going to kind of give 5 questions to each of the girls, some different questions here. We're going to get away from volleyball for a minute and give you guys a little chance to showcase your personalities a little bit for us. So whatever on the top of your mind when you answer these. So the first one is, give me one word to describe yourself and why you gave yourself that word.
Responsible, I guess. I don't know. I'm pretty responsible during school.
Okay. That's a great place to be responsible though.
Yeah.
So it's absolutely.
Yeah.
So we're going to turn to Halloween a little bit. What is your favorite Halloween candy? Yeah,
Twix.
These are all over the place.
Twix.
I promise. Twix. All right. Well, is it the left or the right Twix?
Right.
Okay, that's fine. That's sometimes there's a little contrast between the left and the right.
There's
here, so
no difference, but
sure.
the right's just better.
That's understandable. I understand.
I understand too.
So if you've ever been late to a class, not that you ever have in your life because you're very responsible, late to anything in your life, what is the best excuse that you were able to come up with?
None. I haven't really been late, so I couldn't really tell you.
So the responsible aspect is still there. So there's absolutely a great word. 2 more for you. What is the best and worst pizza topping?
I'm weird. I only like cheese, so I'd probably just say cheese.
I love that.
The worst, pineapple. Like, who likes pineapple?
That's
on
funny because this
pizza?
question was going to be, is pineapple the right thing to put on pizza? But I didn't know. So
No,
it kind of works out that way.
no.
And then the last thing for you tonight, what is one item that you cannot live without? And you cannot say a volleyball.
I was gonna say volleyball.
I know. That's why I said you
Uh,
cannot
uh,
say a volleyball.
Water.
An excellent answer, Faith. Thank you so much for joining me this evening.
Hi, this is Zell Bush.
Hi, this is Tom Clint. Hi, this is Steve Rossetto.
Hi, this is Ryan Miller.
Hi, this is Rich Sakui from WRS Wealth Advisors.
With our combined 80 years of experience,
WRS Wealth Advisors are the area's premier wealth and retirement specialists.
Call 330-965-0370 to learn more about our individual and corporate financial planning services.
Or visit WRSwealth.com.
Go Raiders.
Go Dogs.
Go Cats.
Go Dogs.
Go Tigers.
Jimmy Sutton here, Director of Isle, Purple Cat, and Golden String. We are happy to support YSN and two of my favorite people, Scotty Mincher and Super Dave O'Malley. We are an agency that provides services for adults with disabilities. We infuse humor, passion, and joy into their lives. If you know of any folks with disabilities that need our assistance, please contact us.
Reliability, innovation, scale. These three values are those we look forward to in our business and in our team. If you're ready for a reliable employer who looks constantly to think outside the box in big ways, we're ready for you. Apply now. Help us push the envelope and deliver success. Envelope 1. Take that one extra step.
Winter, spring, summer, and fall. Mill Creek Metro Parks is your park for all seasons. Make a memory in the park. Plan your visit today at millcreekmetroparks.org.
All right, welcome back in to YSN Live. I'm Jake Silak, joined tonight alongside Sam Aulette. Sam, thank you for joining me this evening.
Thank you for having me.
And keep the applause coming because congratulations on the 1,000 assists this year so far.
Thank you.
So let's start with someone that I know pretty well, Danielle, your sister. We're going to go with that question to start. So, you know, growing up with Danielle, being able to play alongside of her, how do you guys help each other, you know, whether it's with, you know, life in general or whether it is on the volleyball court? How are you guys able to help each other and model your game after her?
Well, like all because of her. I'm like the only reason I'm as good as I am right now.
Okay.
Because she got me into volleyball, and then we practice together because who else you can practice with? Like you have your your pepper partner at home with you. So then we just like grew to love the sport together, and we started like watching like college games together and started noticing everything the girls were doing. And we were like, okay, let's like see if we can do that. So then like go like my freshman year, her senior season, we would like talk back and forth, be like, okay, like this is open, like, hey, do this. Hey, I'm right here. I got your back. Like just like talking all the time. And then her just picking me up when I'm down and like vice versa. And her always pushing me to be the best I can and like pushing me like because she knows I can do what I'm able to do to this day. And just like still continuing that now and like us being super close right now and like helping through life. Like we text all the time, even though she's like in college where she still comes home. So like I can give her like life advice and like she can give me life advice. And I guess it just like grows our bond even better.
So with that being said, what's one part of her game that you like and what's one part of her game? Actually, let's reverse that. What is one thing about Danielle that you love, and there's one thing about Danielle that you can't stand?
Her attitude. She always had a good attitude, and she was always so positive. And I know that like I can get in my head very easily sometimes, and I have a hard time getting out of my head sometimes. But also at the same time, she was her worst enemy, because she would get in her head, but like you couldn't tell.
Mhm.
But like if you knew, she could tell, and then she would like beat herself up. But it's like, you're doing good, like stop.
So on the topic of beating yourself up, you mentioned to me before we started your segment here, I wanted to ask you about, not your worst performance, but if you fell into a slump, how do you bounce back from it? You mentioned earlier this season you fell into one. So how were you able to bounce back from it? Because clearly with 1,000 assists, not that you got it all this year, but you definitely did bounce back from it.
Yeah, well, we were in the summers like doing tournaments, and like our team was doing so good, and I was like, all right, I'm feeling it. And then like when we had that 2-week break because after Cincinnati, and then we got back in the gym, and I was like, I don't feel like playing right at all. And then like we got back into scrimmaging, I was like the ball feels weird in my hands. I'm like, everything's just off. And then one day it just clicked, and it's honestly because I've been talking to my coaches, and they would just help push me through, and like my teammates would help push me through. Like even to this day, if you watch film, I'll be like, I'm doing so bad right now, and they'll be like, stop, you're doing so good, like look at what you've done right now. And they truly pick me up sometimes.
So playing your setter positions where you spend most of your time on the volleyball court, you know all about teamwork. So what have you learned from past teams and this team themselves? What have you learned from this team and past teams that have helped you, not only play your position, but learn about teamwork and how much it can really affect the team?
Honestly, it's about communication and like having a bond with your team, because then like, if they need to like a high five or so, like a fist bump, like to pick them up, or if you need to be like, okay, like relax, like to comfort them, to like get them out of their own head if they're in a slump or something. So that way they could help better the team. And so that way like your team will work together if they're working, like doing their job and you're doing your job, and then it all will just like come together. So like really knowing your teammate inside and out will help.
So with that being said, the fun questions, whatever we're going to call them, I couldn't think of a word for these, so that's what I'm calling them, are our fun questions. So we're going to start with your 5 questions, and I wanted to start with a very controversial topic. I don't want to do it too much here, but we're going to go more controversial on the first one. So is a hot dog a sandwich?
I'm going to go with yeah, because there's bread,
sure,
meat, bread.
It's respectable. It's a good answer. I don't think so, but
Well, hot dogs are gross, so I wouldn't.
That's fair. All right. That's fine. We can go with that. So what is the go-to pregame meal?
For sure, tortellinis.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It's a different one.
Yeah.
Okay. 3 things you're taking with you to a deserted island, and why?
A plane, so that I can leave.
That's true. That's a very good answer.
Gas for the plane.
Okay.
And a pilot to leave the plane.
Where are you going to store all that gas for that plane?
In the plane.
Okay. Solid.
Yeah. So I don't have to be deserted.
That's true.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, it's a very smart answer. I have to give it to you. How would your teammates describe your personality? Because as you said earlier, the one thing you love about both you and your sister's games are your personalities. So how would your teammates describe your personality?
I don't know. I feel like I make it an enjoyable moment sometimes. Like I make them laugh. But I've been told I've been the mom sometimes. So I don't know. I don't think that's a question for me to answer.
There you go. That's a good enough answer for me. So our final question tonight for you is, what is your favorite song right now?
Only Girl in the World by Rihanna.
Absolutely. That's what I was thinking too. Not at all. Sam, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
At Greenwood Chevrolet, we offer a worry-free experience for all our customers. From sales to financing and even service, we'll help build your perfect vehicle.
And lock in your trade value
while your vehicle is being built.
No worries.
We guarantee financing,
regardless of your situation or credit history.
No worries. And when your vehicle needs service,
our award-winning team will get you back on the road.
No worries.
That's what going the extra mile means. Only at Greenwood Chevrolet.
Change. This one word can make you break out in a cold sweat. But with change comes wisdom, experience, and understanding. At Myers Family Insurance, we can help make changes in Medicare, insurance, and retirement a positive experience for you and your family. We've gone through changes, like our new office and new faces to help our family of clients too.
For all your Medicare needs, call Myers Family Insurance. Check us out online at MyersFamilyINS.com or find us on Facebook.
You're not waiting to see what the world has in store for you. It's more about what you have in store for the world. All you need is the opportunity. All you need are the resources of a large university and the advantages of a personalized academic setting where you can experience new worlds in the arts and sciences, business, and education and make them your own. We are where you shape your future. We are Youngstown State University and proud.
Hi, I'm Colin Chupa.
And I'm Kelsey Clem from K-Squared Marketing.
Our boutique marketing firm specializes in media planning and buying, public relations, event marketing strategies, and strategic sponsorships.
We can integrate our services with your existing game plan, or we can be your entire marketing team.
Your goals, our game plan.
Let's win together. Call K-Squared Marketing at 330-623-2730 or visit ksquared.marketing to learn more.
Welcome back into YSN Live and Coach's Corner from the Post Office Pub here in Middle Ridge on Route 46. I am joined tonight by our volleyball team here from Middle Ridge, 17-1 record overall, 12-0 in the MVAC, just captured their third league title in the last 4 years. And I'm also joined alongside Ava Hewlett. Ava, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
So we'll get right to these here. The first question I have for you is, what is an area of your game that you want to improve on? Because we all like to talk about what we're really good at. So let's dive into what we're not very good at. And what would you like to improve on going into your the rest of your high school career?
When I'm not playing as good as I like to and I get in my head, I stop communicating with my team. And when I communicate with my team, everything's better. We're all talking. We're all getting hype. So I'd really like to communicate with them and so we can play better.
So what strength do you believe that you have specifically that make you such a great athlete?
Well, I'd say I'm pretty fast. That's one thing. And another thing is I can jump pretty high. So that helps me with hitting.
So we're going to not save that for that one then. So now you have to think of another one there. Excellent. So our third question for you. So what are some of your hobbies and interests outside of sports? Because I know you very well here. So I grew up with you. So obviously I know that sports pretty much revolve around your life right now, vice versa. With that being said, give me some other things outside of sports that you like to do.
In the summer, I love to tan and swim. And I'm always outside. I love the outdoors.
So the last thing I want to end with before we get on to our fun questions, as we'll call them, and I will definitely get a better name for that next week because I can't stand that DJ, but that's what I went with, and I have to go with it. So give me a new name for that next week. That's our goal. So I want to highlight, you coming up, you play Lakeview, a really good team, and there's 3 girls on that team who I was just told that you played club volleyball with all summer long. So what is it like? Is there a trash talk going on? What goes into a game where you're going to be standing on the opposite side of the net as people that you were teammates with at one point?
Well, I'm all really close with them, especially Reagan. I've been really close with her. I hang out with her probably every weekend. And we had trash talk a month ago, but now as the game's getting closer, we're not going to say anything at all. We're just going to play our game and prove our point on the court.
So with that being said, what do you with those girls? And when there was trash talk, it's a family-friendly network, so let's keep it that way. But what is that like? What is that banter like? Because obviously I had my fair share of trash talk. I played basketball in high school, but I was not very good at it, but I loved the trash talk. So what is that like for you?
Well, me and Reagan and Mallory are very competitive. And so we always say how we're going to do so much better than the other person and kill it right in their face.
Is it just like that? Word for word?
It's just like that, yeah.
So let's move on to I'm not even going to say it. We're moving on. So we're going to move on to our questions here for you. So let's start off with a very good one here. Who is your biggest role model and why?
My biggest role model is probably my parents. They're always supporting me with everything.
Excellent. Excellent answer. So our second one we have for you is, If you had to watch the same movie or TV show for the rest of your life every day, what is it?
Friends.
That was quick.
No doubt.
That was quick. I had to think about that, and I still don't have an answer. And I did these questions. So, what is your hidden talent? You told me it was going to be jumping, but you blew it off jump.
Yeah,
so, what's the hidden talent here?
I don't really think I have a hidden talent. I feel like I can juggle.
She can juggle, everybody. A hidden talent of Ava Hewlett. All right. Well, that's great. Well, we definitely have some things that we can do. Like we'll juggle here, make sure that we can do that. No, I'm just kidding. We're not going to do that. Don't worry.
We can do that.
So we have two more for you. Sam's question, is a hot dog a sandwich? Another controversial one here. What is the best ice cream flavor?
Well, when I was younger, it used to be cotton candy, but
it's changed.
As I'm getting older, I like the salted caramel coffee.
It's interesting. Interesting. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Our last question for you kind of banks off of what we just asked Sam, but instead of it being your favorite song, what is your pregame song?
As of what Sam said, Only Girl in the World by Rihanna. We go to the game together and get our Dunkin', and we just jam out to that song.
Only Girl in the World by Rihanna leads to a 17-1 season, 12-0 in the MVAC, and a lot of success so far. Ava, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
That is all for tonight's episode of Coach's Corner. I'm Jake Silak. We'll be back here next week on Wednesday for football again as they take on Lowville, state-ranked Lowville, and we will have Coach Shaner and some players back here for you. Thank you guys so much for coming.
YSN thanks you for watching this presentation of Your Sports Network. For stories, stats, and more, go to ysnlive.com.